they saw our little thing,
Yeah.
and then asked us to make it bigger, and then we made it bigger, and we were not only focusing on cotton, but also thinking of connecting basically production systems with complementary sowing and harvesting times, so that you could create some kind of a rotating fund between farmers of different sort of crop varieties, to provide funding to certain farmers, to take funding from farmers that don't really need that amount of cash, a lot of cash, and inject that into systems or other complementary seasons where farmers have the need for cash. Right, and when you sow your crop, that's all when you put your cash in the ground, so you have a deficit. But when you harvest and sell your crop, then you have a lot of cash, and there are ways of tying those production systems. So those were like the 100-hour work week type of things that first-time entrepreneurs tend to do. Which I also advise against now, because it's really bad for your health and family life. I also had a kid then, a daughter. She was 3 or 4 at the time. 2010 or 2009, something like that. I learned about Alexander Osterwalder's business model canvas, and I instantly recognized a lot of mistakes I made from the first time I was an entrepreneur with my thing in India, and that a lot of those mistakes could have been prevented by sort of properly structuring and thinking about your business, and not over focusing too much on planning, which sort of the business model canvas is a nice tool to help prevent you from falling into those types of traps. So what we generally, where our sort of opportunity lies, is in contexts that are really changing really fast. And particularly if you're working on entrepreneurial projects, or you're setting up sort of discussion communities to make sense of what's going on, you need to learn in a different way. You cannot tap into guidebooks or the books from the guru, because they haven't been written yet, right? And by the time they've been written, your problem or your focus has changed again, because the circumstances have changed. So we're looking for fast changing environments where people need to sense make and figure out, like, what's my next step really quickly. And that's what we do at Source. Basically, we tap into our own history as entrepreneurs and how we figured out things, which is learning from other entrepreneurs, talking about sharing our challenges and failures and also our successes. And we basically develop formats for people to find each other more easily. And once they do find each other, to help to structure their sort of insight and information exchange, to turn their exchange into something actionable they can apply directly, right? It's practical. You can do things right after your Twitter is also really cool for meeting very busy people, because they tend to use Twitter as a way to relax a bit, right? So when they have like 5 spare minutes or something, they just sit and they'll go through their feed, and they might tweet something out, and that's sort of the moment that when you can sort of respond to what they're doing, right? Tag them, and then usually I've had it multiple times that I build a relationship up with people who, like Alex, for instance, who's pretty hard to get at. But I remember the first contact we had was my response to some kind of tweet he had. And I quickly just pitched a project idea or something. Interesting, let's talk, right? And then, it got going from there. So it's a way for making sort of coincidences. I think that it's getting even to sort of a breaking point where it's best that we, with our sort of our thoughts and our ideas cooked up here, had best just get out of the way. Because we're in the way, right? We bring our own funding and our own concepts, and we sort of frustrate a lot of processes there. And like the first things of like locally driven businesses, development, sort of that's coming up there, and I think that's very encouraging. Because that's what needs to happen. They need to take control for themselves and do it. Already seeing enlightening people, or maybe seeing people enlighten other people, right? And it's a way of storytelling. It's a way of designing social interactions that makes people like see things, and that's sort of the effect I like to play with and see. And I think only good things can come from that. So Cool. That's the contribution to the world, I guess.